Yo, check.
Hello?
Can I hear me? I can hear me. Can I hear me?
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's CNET Live. CNET Live. You know what? I got some lovely ladies in the house. Lynn Law across from me.
Hello.
Miss Sharon Profis over here.
Hey, guys.
These are the experts. This is the mind hive, the brains here at CNET. Over here are the brains of the show, Mr. Stephen Beecham.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, y'all. It's bright and early. It's 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. Well, 7:34 a.m. Pacific time. Over in the East Coast, it's 10:30 a.m. Pacific time over in New York City, where we are here to talk all about Samsung Unpacked. We always like to make the show very interactive. I'm actually going to test Lynn right now. Do you know the phone number? Do you know the phone number that people need to call?
No, I mean, I could guess. Is it 415
No.
1-800-CNET?
That's a good guess,
Okay.
but it's not.
We should get a
Sharon, do you
1-800-CNET.
know the phone number off the top of your head that people should call us at?
1-888-8.
Look at the document.
8.
No.
100.
I like
Tell
to,
us, Brian.
I like to do this because I have it in front of me and I always get it wrong. It's 1-888-900-CNET. That's
so it does end in
263.
CNET. That's
It
good.
does end in CNET, which is good, right?
Yeah.
So for all you guys that want to call in, ask some questions, the actual press event from Samsung starts at 8 a.m. our time, which is 11 a.m. on the East Coast. I don't know what that is in the UK. Do you know what time that? Does anyone know? Should we use our
don't
watches
know,
to
like
figure that out?
5,
Google.
6 p.m.
5, 6
7
p.m.?
hours ahead, so.
I guess
5.
I could look at them.
Okay, sure. Why not?
That's the power of. It is 3:35.
Yeah,
We were
3:35.
I will
totally
tell
wrong.
you already that the phone we already have a caller on the line, but we're gonna talk about a few things with Samsung before we get to them. Let's just talk about, quite honestly, that we pretty much know what we're gonna expect to see, at least from the phone side here. Pictures, images, specs, everything you could think of has been leaked out for the Galaxy Note 5 at least. On my screen here, I'm just pulling up some of the pictures of what you guys can expect. Also, images of the 6 Plus Edge. Ladies, we've seen a lot of articles, really no secret at all.
No.
No,
It's
basically.
it's amazing how bad they are at keeping secrets at Samsung.
Well, they're even so bad that for people that are watching here, and I don't know if you guys remember last year, Samsung, led all the publications, including ourselves, last year at least, pretty much released their reviews and videos on the products as Samsung's keynote was going on.
Right.
I don't know if that's going to happen again this year. I don't know if it's going to happen again this year. Something is in my eye, guys. But we expect something like that is going to happen. Also, if you guys want to be involved with us on Twitter and just let us know what you're thinking, what you want to hear about,
Yeah.
hashtag CNET Live is the hashtag that you can use, and we will respond to those as well. But let me just go down a little list of what we expect, at least in the Galaxy Note 5. 5.7-inch or 5.6-inch, 6.6 Super AMOLED display, 2560 by 1440 pixels, octa-core Exynos processor, so 4 cores clocked at 2.1 gigahertz, 4 cores clocked at 1.5, 4 gigs of RAM, but looks like no micro SD card support, and potentially no battery swap
no
out.
battery swap out.
I wouldn't be surprised since the S6 was all no removable battery, no expandable storage, and I guess that's the trend that you're seeing more flagships do. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Note 5 had no expandable storage.
That's, I mean, That seems super tone deaf to me. I mean, maybe, here's the thing. Maybe they already had plans for the Note 5 when the S6 came out and people revolted against the non-removable battery and SD card slot. But I wonder if had they had time to change that, they would have gone back and made it removable, because it's a power user device.
Right.
People buy it because they can swap out the battery, because they can expand the storage. So now at this point, it's like, what is the difference? What are the differences between the Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus already, besides the pen?
The one's curvy.
Yeah,
if you like those curves,
Yeah.
you've
Really
got
like that edge display.
Right.
Yeah.
With 2 functions.
or one,
With all
depending
the
on what you
extra
really use.
apps.
The thing that you bring up about is that really that was one of their main differentiators.
Yeah.
And also, people forget that Samsung obviously was the originator of kind of like the big screen phone that caught on. Well, quite honestly, once Apple started making big screen phones, they lost that differentiator as well.
Yeah,
So now you're almost removing 3 specific features key to their phones that makes them different from the competitor. And we've seen, just based on their quarterly earnings report, they've had 7 quarters where their profits have declined in a row,
Yep.
which is a lot. They're getting hit now from the high end of Apple, taking some of the market share, and then some of the low end with companies like Xiaomi, it's kind of more
OnePlus
budget
2.
phones. Yeah. So they're getting squeezed from both sides of the market. It's making it pretty difficult for them. And the way to kind of establish that is to be different. And
Right.
now they're getting rid of those things.
It's all in that S Pen. That's what it's.
It's all about
saying.
the
That's
S Pen.
selling point.
Oh, yeah.
It
S Pen.
packs so many features in that thing.
Well, let me see if I can pull up this picture. For those of you that aren't familiar with it or aren't really paying attention too much, the S Pen is going to have this kind of new pop out feature where instead of using your fingernail to slide it out, it's going to be like a push pop,
Woo!
Oh, cool.
a push pop pen.
Like, how other ways can I lose this? Oh, it will just jump out of my
Yeah.
phone.
There you go. There's a little push pop tab. Yeah, you can lose lots of ways. Let's go hit up the phone lines because all you all are awesome. The phone lines are completely
What?
booked. I'm
Aw,
serious.
so
This is no
nice.
joke.
This is so
no-
great.
That's what's up with CNET Live. So let's go to my man. I haven't used this in a while. Alberto from Sacramento. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
What's going on, my man? Welcome to CNET Live. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Ryan.
So what's your question?
I'm waiting for the Note 5. I don't know if you guys heard. I remember last year I saw the story on CNET, and I think you also mentioned it on Google Wishes that it had gotten leaked that Samsung was working on a 5.9-inch 4K display, and they just saying it could possibly be for the Note 5. And then I also heard that CNET contacted Samsung, and Samsung did confirm that they were working on that 5.9-inch 4K screen.
Now, you know what? Right now, at least from what everything has pointed to, they could surprise us, but we're not expecting to see a 5.9-inch screen product today. That's just with all indications, leak specs,
because,
images,
I mean,
comparisons.
If they do that, wouldn't the other one that's been leaking out recently, wouldn't that be probably just the Note 5 Edge?
Well, what it looks like when they've put the 2 models side by side, really, is that they're pretty much using the same screen design. So a screen size, I'm sorry. So both this S6 Edge Plus and this Note 5 basically the S6 Edge Plus is a bigger S6 Edge. That's what it comes down
And
to.
will end up being the same size as a Note 5.
That is correct. Because Samsung likes to do this to us. They like to be like, do we really need a larger S6 Edge? Of course we do.
Yeah.
We can make it. Let's just see if people... And, that has been part of their success and also part of their failures.
I also
right?
feel that the 5.7 inch is kind of the sweet spot for big phones anyways, because the previous Notes were that size, and it could go up to 6 inches to like the Nexus 6, but I don't know if they want to do that, because even the Nexus 6 is large for some users.
There's a point where it can get a little too big.
Yeah. And the thing about the Note is that it's not, it's a phablet plus the stylus. So it's not supposed to just be for people who have bigger hands, like you said. I mean, it's like you said, it could be for the power user.
Yeah.
So I feel like they don't want to get it too large, just in case it kind of ostracizes like other people that might want to use it.
Right.
Not ostracize, but you know what I mean.
I know exactly.
Leave them out. Power users or professional athletes can use the large ass phones.
Or professional small-handed people
Oh,
who really like to
Let's-
use a stylus.
stylus. Yeah, actually, stylus does cater to the professional small hand.
Yeah.
If you're out there, let us know.
I think we should bring back the 4-inch phone.
Yes.
Everyone thinks the 4-inch. I love that. I think I agree.
This is ridiculous.
You love it.
And you have
You
it.
like it.
This is ridiculous, and I own it. Hold up. Are you not happy with the super big phone anymore? Are you over it?
I definitely have tendonitis.
Yeah.
And
you know you need to work out your
I can't
biceps
take
a little more.
selfies, and
What do you mean you can't take selfies? Is it really hard?
Brian,
First world problems.
it's really difficult.
The struggle's real.
It's like your hands
First
are
world
shaking.
problems.
So
Okay.
heavy.
It's
So is it like stressful on your wrist, on your thumb, all of the above?
It's this joint right here.
It's the stretch.
Tweet me if I'm not alone. Have my back, please.
Please let me not be alone.
Alberto, thanks for calling. We're just talking about our fingers being sore from large screen phones. It's a real hard life that we have
It's a
out
real
here.
thing, though.
It's
You
a
wrote
real
about it?
thing.
But thanks for
I
calling,
read
bro.
about it.
Okay. No,
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even with just the iPhone 6, I got a little, thumb hurties.
Yeah,
But then sometimes that's just from texting so much.
Right, that's true.
That's part of it. But yeah, I could see it. I mean, when I just hold it naturally, just a regular 6 Plus, I'm like, dude, this thing is
It's
way too big.
ridiculous. So 5.9, that's that.
Nah.
No.
5.9 4K. I mean, that's gonna drain like crazy amount of battery. So unless they bump up the battery like a large amount, then I don't
Right.
see that.
And they're not. So the S6 is 2,200 milliamp hours, right? And
Yeah,
the rumor is that the S6 Edge Plus and the Note 5 will have a 3,000.
yeah, at least a 3,000 milliampere hour battery. So
Right.
it'll help, but it'll still draw more juice.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to the other phone lines. Mr. Shamar. Shamar, you know what? You need to step your game up, boy, because, like, people are calling before the show. Shamar used to be our number one caller for, like, I don't know, like 10 episodes, 10 shows straight. You got to step your game up, man. Come on.
I was trying to be a good guy. I was trying to let Umberto have his glory. You just stepped all over my kindness. I'm hurt, Brian. I'm really hurt.
Shamar, it's pretty much Shamar and Alberto. If someone else wants to get in on this game, you gonna be a part of it. I'm gonna start some sort of contest where whoever calls first gets something, because there are no prizes today, by the way. Sorry, guys.
Just
Oh,
for
no.
company.
just our lovely faces in the morning. Anyway, Shamar, what's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
Well, you kind of already touched on my question. You're good for that these days. So I'm gonna
Keep calling.
switch gears.
Do you hear
talk
that?
about-
I'm gonna switch gears.
Oh.
Did you do that on purpose?
Gear.
He didn't do that on purpose.
No,
I just
he
caught him
didn't.
say that.
Nah, there's no pun intended. I'm not going to even talk about Samsung losing their edge.
Oh,
Samsung,
this hurts. I mean, it's good.
not trying to
but
get the edge. Okay, dumb puns. I've been watching Brian way too long.
We got a cornball over here. I like it.
That's why we get along.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say, now Mobile World Congress, I want to say, I think we saw something called the SIM ban. And as far as Samsung and wearables, as far as if they're going to be showing off anything as far as wearables this round. So I'm wondering, considering that Apple, even though it seems like it's declining as far as the Apple Watch, don't know quite yet, so I'm not going to throw that into the universe yet, but are we going to be seeing anything as far as wearables this event?
Yeah, the rumblings, Shamar, is that we will potentially, just because they've been working on it for so long, and they've released a lot of like little nuggets, that we might end up seeing what's called their Samsung Gear A watch. It's actually a circular design watch. No images have necessarily been leaked out, but in April they sent out a message to their developers, for Samsung's developers, to develop for their new watch platform, and all the images were of a circular design. It's internally being called the Samsung Orbis. Also, they're looking to potentially do like 3 different models. There is no specifics on pricing or what they'll call the model, but again, this is everything that we're planning on seeing. I think I have a pull up on at least what kind of some of the things they're doing. It will be running their own OS, Tizen specific. So why that can be a good thing or a bad thing is we know what Android Wear delivers. We know what watchOS 2 delivers. Tizen hasn't really been that hot, even on their Gear 2 product. And so if this is a circular interface, they're going to have to do a lot more. I don't know. I'm still, and I think a lot of people are still like, how much do we really need these wearable watches other than a notification device if you like that, if you want to be harassed by that right now. So we'll see, but we do expect that they'll say something at least about a watch, but there are no specs on it. That's just what everything points to.
Well, and here's the other thing. It's so they pushed this event ahead, and we already know they're going to announce phones. I wonder if they're going to save something like a smartwatch for IFA. Although, again, maybe they are going to announce it because, shockingly, they haven't announced any smartwatches this year.
Yeah, and the last time they did was at Unpacked.
Yeah.
Last year.
Right.
So, I think that Shamar, did you get the Apple Watch yet? I can't remember. Or were you kind of still waiting?
I got it, and like you, I was wild with it for a little bit, and then it kind of is like, okay, I charge it with my phone and everything. So I think I'm kind of over that as far as wearables are concerned. I think a lot of people are in the same boat. But well, at least we haven't seen enough from it. It's nice to have, not a need to have. So I'm not really. I don't know. I'm curious to see what they're going to do later, but as far as right now, I'm not really wowed by anything that I've really seen just yet.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny seeing as how now that I hate to keep talking about Apple at a Samsung Unpacked event, but the fact that they're packing so much into one event instead of having two is kind of telling as far as trying to find some type of niche or some type of explosive product to get people to just buy. Not saying that they don't sell, but Samsung seems to be having a problem as far as making sales with their phones now. Now that the big phone features are no longer their staple anymore.
Yeah, it's just hard to. They haven't really been able to differentiate themselves anymore. So I think, and other competitors across the board are all picking up on that. So that's good. That's going to be tough for them. But I'm actually curious also to see if we see anything from their Gear VR platform. Also, last year they also showed off Gear VR, and Oculus is behind them. But what's also cool about this is we're showing a video right now. Don't wear that in public, but in the privacy of your own home right now. But right now this is their it's like their Innovator Edition, which is really catered towards developers. They don't have too much going on with it, so I'm hoping that we actually see. If you're all watching this, you know why we're laughing. He slid out the phone and he had VR goggle eyes. Yeah. No, I think Scott's loving this, quite honestly.
Yeah, he looks like a VR trooper.
Yeah. So I think I'm hoping to see if they at least reveal a consumer price. From what everyone is talking about right now, the Gear VR is the best VR experience on a phone right now. Kind of like not a self-contained VR unit, but if you have a current phone and you're using kind of one of those better than cardboard, the app family is different, but right now this is kind of where it's at. But VR has a long way, but also explosive potential. It's getting better and better, slow baby steps.
And if they don't announce something today or announce an actual launch date for a consumer version, I wouldn't be surprised if they talked about it, because if the new phones do have higher resolution screens and better processors, that's a big deal for the Gear VR, since the entire brains of it is the phone. So I think we should hear something today. We know that they definitely, you're right, they need something. They need that flagship product for the Android market. If Apple owns its market, of course, it has its own market. Then then Samsung always wants to be the flagship of. Scott is hilarious.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at these pictures.
Yeah.
It's
so whether it's a smartwatch or Gear VR, they need to do something, because even though the S6 Edge was a really hot product, it really didn't move the needle for them.
But yeah, part of their thanks. Hey, Shamar, thanks for calling. We're gonna get some other people in here, but appreciate it, bro.
Not a problem. You guys have a good day.
Take it easy. The other thing that Samsung admitted in their earnings call is that they underestimated how many people would actually buy the Edge phone. So when they manufactured these phones, they made 4 Samsung S6s for every 1 6 Edge. But after reviews and responses, more people actually wanted the Edge. So they also said part of the reason for their profits declining was that they just didn't plan the S6 Edge of being so popular, and they lost sales because of that, and their inventory was low, which happens. But that's just because Samsung throws so many things at the wall. If they only chose to make one of those models, that would have been probably okay,
Right.
right? But instead, they split the market. They made less of the one that people wanted more of, and it hurt them.
And maybe, hopefully, they're taking the same approach with the smartwatch because
No.
that was, I mean, their rollout of smartwatches was just ridiculous.
I
It
think
was
they're
like,
in number like 2,000.
yeah, something like
Oh,
that.
they're on their 2000 smartwatch?
2000
Yeah, I think so.
smartwatch, I think,
Yeah.
is the one.
I think they're going to make it 2003 smartwatches after today,
yeah, probably.
based on what we're seeing. Let's go hit up the phone lines and talk to Steve. Steve wants to talk about the age-old question that we face with phones, battery life. What's up, Steve?
How's it going?
Good, good. Thanks for calling CNET Live.
Thanks for having me.
Always. What's up, man?
I just wanted to talk about this battery problem because I got an S6 and the battery life, as we all know, is not the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hope that the battery life improves for the Note 5 or the S6 Edge Plus,
Yeah.
at least slightly.
Yeah, like a slightly, like an hour slightly good for you, or you want, or like half an hour is not is like too little, but you want like at least an hour more, you know, because now these days with these big screen phones, I feel like because still they have a big screen phone, even if they have a bigger battery, you never see something like 2-3 hours plus. It's always like about an hour.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, as you
I'm
said,
hoping for more on like power consumption because the S6 has a QHD screen and the battery drains like crazy fast anytime I play a game or watch YouTube or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping maybe they figured something out for power consumption.
well, like Sharon said that the rumored spec is that it's going to be 3 ampere hour battery, and while that's more than the S6 right now and the S6 Edge, because they're at like 2.5 ampere hour battery, that's less than the Galaxy Note 5, because the Galaxy Note 5 right now is at 3.3. So I'm wondering if they either made it more efficient, or they changed up the screen, or they did something else, or made it fat, or added something else. Because now people are doing like quick charge 2.0 technology from Qualcomm, or like wireless charging, and it's something that people use as like kind of a goodie for the battery life. But I don't know how people often really want wireless charging as opposed to just a longer lasting battery.
For sure.
Yeah. So
I love wireless charging.
okay.
Nice.
No, that's good.
If you had to check, how about this, Steve? If you had to choose though between wireless charging and let's say an extra hour and a half of battery life, what would you choose?
I would choose the extra hour,
Yeah.
Definitely.
for obvious reasons, but having wireless charging is easy. I just get home and I got my old wireless charger from my old Nokia Lumia 920, and I just hooked it under my table, and I just popped my phone on my table,
Nice.
go to sleep.
Nice.
Does it make you smile? Did it make you smile inside when you did it that first time? You're like, boop, and you're like, oh, this is sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So, Steve, we'll find out. I think the other thing, before we let you go, that Samsung has to, do, and we've seen this with other operating systems just in general, is just optimize the OS more. They have TouchWiz on top of Android, and if they do offer battery optimization tools, but I'm just saying in general, have their OS run more efficiently so it uses less battery in general as well. They don't really talk about that story. Samsung hasn't talked about that story pretty much throughout all their press events. Like they'll just say we have a bigger battery, more like, but not about the optimizations that they're trying to do with their OS. They've reduced how much TouchWiz gets in the way, but I think that people would love to hear stuff like that if it actually has been worked on. So we'll see.
And a big part of that is, of course, the processor, the space that the processor takes, and the efficiency of it. So we already know that they're using a pretty efficient processor, but there were rumors that Samsung would use this new type of processor that would significantly reduce the amount of space it took, leaving more room for a battery. I think it was the Exynos 7400, if I'm not mistaken. And it doesn't look like they're going to be using that in this phone. So don't get your hopes up too high, but maybe an extra half an hour battery life with that bigger battery.
And the likely chance that it's not removable.
Right.
So it's
Yeah,
even-
more than anything.
So
So,
hang on to that wireless charger.
all right, Steve, thanks for calling in, buddy.
Thanks, man.
All right,
Have a good
cool.
one.
So we're about, according to timestamp, 7:57, 44 seconds a.m. Samsung's event will be starting in a little while. We'll still hang out here what we'll do is when the event starts, is this actually them running just a general animation that goes over and over?
Yeah, they're just running
and
a
over?
graphic with music right now.
I wonder if that music is
You wanna
playing
hear it? Let's
over
hear
and
it.
over. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Is it groovy or is it like all cerebral and like
Hang on a second.
acoustic?
Meditative.
Yeah. Didn't they have a whale
Is it Joy
last
Division?
year?
Because of the whole art, it looks like a Joy Division album.
Oh, this is romantic.
And
Love you
this
guys.
is romantic.
Just wait till the drop. The big drop.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, okay.
They're getting them in a thoughtful mood, introspective.
Sure. We'll call it that.
Wasn't it last year where there was that big whale in the background? Was it Samsung?
Yeah. Wait, what was that? That was recent.
I thought it was because it was like they were showing off their VR world, but like they had a
Oh, right,
huge
it was
blue
like that.
whale
Oh, right.
travel across like
It had
and
all
wrap
those
around the screen. It was
TVs.
like massive,
Yeah.
and it blew our mind. But it's okay.
It's like being in the ocean.
Let's
So real.
just like that. The other thing before we take more calls, just to kind of touch upon VR a little more and what Samsung is doing. Now we told you, we don't know if we'll see anything, but we expect to see something. But also, just on their Samsung Gear VR platform, they released an indie channel with Samsung Milk VR that is delivering exclusive VR content, like supporting this independent VR content that's being put out there on their app so people can use it and kind of experience it. And, those are just kind of some of the stepping stones that are happening to make this platform more viable. It's all about like the experiences. It's interesting to see. Yeah, they're showing that they're going to put some support behind it. It's very subtle because they don't have to do much work behind this,
Yes.
other than grab the content, but at least making it available is good. Otherwise, VR, without the content, no one cares.
Exactly. And I think Samsung might have made that mistake with its smartwatches, not having solid big name apps in the smartwatch in order to make it successful. And we know that a big reason the iPhone was so successful is because it had this high quality, rich app store behind it. So like Brian said, content definitely does drive the hardware. So this is probably one of the first times we've seen Samsung be really thoughtful about that. And if they can get a bunch of really cool movies and games and whatever behind the VR, Gear VR, then it could potentially move up. But of course, HTC and Microsoft are already doing it, so they're a little bit behind.
HoloLens.
It's
That's-
so freaking cool.
It's pretty
really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Lynn, what's your take on just the whole, VR space in general from what you've seen and what you like or don't like?
Well, I mean, it was on the cover of Time recently. The
Oh, that was
The lucky cover.
the founder
Do
of
we need to pull that
so
out?
great.
Oculus. And it's so interesting because here we're kind of living in our own tech bubble, and we've been hearing about VR for like the last for months, and everyone and all our readers know about it. But to see it on kind of like a mainstream news publication, it's like, oh yeah, so it's really picking up steam now. The memes are picking up steam.
Yes.
And I know Scott.
It's the best and worst cover of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. But actually, a lot of thought pieces were out about how news publications or mainstream news publications always kind of make fun of like tech innovators. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put in the best light, and that's not the best picture. But I mean, Scott Stein loves it. He cried. What he told me one time when he was watching a VR video.
Oh.
So
What
it's
was it about?
Did
it
he
was just-
ruin his VR goggles?
yeah, it was
It's water damage.
no, it was like being in like a village and like hanging out with people, and it was like all these kids, and he was just like, so there is an emotional aspect to it because this
Yeah.
whole time I thought it was just or there's an assumption that it's just games and all this stuff, but it's a huge field that we have, and we had our first VR video.
That's
a
right,
couple months
over at
ago.
E3, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
where
was
we took
really
that on the
cool.
show floor. I'm not going to get into Scott cried on a VR video.
I mean-
I'm just that.
He wrote about it, so this is all public information.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not,
this-
like,
Thank you,
everybody-
Steven. I'm like, wait, what?
It was apparently a very touching video, and he was surprised himself. He was like, you know how hard Scott could be, so it
Yeah.
surprised him.
I mean, I'm not. Let's all go around here real quickly and maybe reveal a little bit about ourselves. A movie that's made you cry, that surprised you.
Toy Story 2.
What?
When she
You've never cried in a movie?
No,
Sure.
I cry in every movie. I don't know, The Notebook.
Oh, that's
obviously.
too classic. Maybe one that took you by surprise. Like maybe I did.
something you didn't expect, like the first 5 minutes of Up. You're like, well, I guess
Oh,
this is
up-
happening.
Guys,
Upjacked me up, man. That was messed up.
I didn't watch Up.
What?
Oh my god! At least watch the first 8 minutes.
Oh my god, this is my
please.
worst nightmare right now. Talking about the movies I haven't seen. Okay, this is my worst nightmare.
Sharon, you can leave the vicinity and then come back
You don't
after
even
you've
have to
seen.
watch some
Okay.
After you've
Samsung
seen the
Unpacked.
first
By the
10
way,
minutes.
by the way, Samsung is starting here.
Okay, guys.
All right,
For everyone on the
all
phone
right.
lines, we're sorry we
Bye.
couldn't get you. Call us back at the end, and we will talk. All right. Thanks so much. If you want to hang on the phone lines, please do at your own risk. It'll be like 2 hours probably, but we'll see what they have. Samsung Unpacked starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage President and CEO of Samsung Electronics, Mr. J.K. Shin.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in the beautiful Ali Stali Hall at Lincoln Center. And thank you to everyone watching our live stream. I am very excited to be here today. My job is developing technologies to improve our lives and shape the world. But my true passion is public speaking. At Samsung, we have a simple philosophy. We serve you by listening to you. We trust you. And we like to gain your trust the old-fashioned way by offering better products and by offering new products first. That is never easy. And it takes more than great mind. It takes persistence and even courage. When Samsung released the first Galaxy Note, some said we were crazy. A pen, a giant screen, but we were not crazy. Well, maybe just a little. We saw a problem that we could solve. Customers wanted a great viewing experience and a device to get things done. The Note didn't just succeed. It created a category. Just 2 years ago at CES, we revealed a new concept, flexible display technology. We believed in that concept, so we bet big. An immersive screen that was beautiful and useful. And we have been so happy with the response from customers. They love dual edge experience. That's how we stay ahead of the curve. We listen, we learn, and we take a risk. We push ourselves to be first and others join us. The technology spreads, making life better. That's true with the big breakthroughs. But it's also true with a steady, difficult work of progress. When we develop better cameras, higher resolution screens, batteries that charge faster and last longer, that not only lifts Samsung, it propels the industry. Today, the journey continues in the large screen category that Samsung created. After all, as smartphones have grown more central to our lives, so has the demand for larger screens. It's not complicated. Bigger screens are great for moving between emails and important files, or scrolling through photos on social media, or watching a movie. And we are still betting big. The fact is we are all using our smartphones in two major ways: as multimedia consumers and as multitaskers. Everybody does both, of course. Multitaskers also watch videos and have fun. I am a multitasker and very fun. Just not as much fun as others. So we developed two devices. One ideal for multimedia consumer, the other that's perfect for the multitasker. If you love to watch TV shows and clips on a brilliant display with the stunning audio. If you want the best camera for sharing photos and videos on social media. If you want a design that will stop friends in their tracks. We have the smartphone for you. And if you want help managing your busy life, if you want to write down ideas and notes no matter where inspiration strikes, if you want a device that's intuitive, efficient, and powerful so you can get things done, we have the smartphone for you too. Ladies and gentlemen, the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus and the Galaxy Note 5. Look at these two beautiful smartphones. Both devices offer an immersive viewing experience, but they fit right in the palm of your hand. The screens are bigger, but the phones are actually smaller. And that's not all. We are also officially launching Samsung Pay. Now, with your new Note or Edge Plus, you can use the only mobile payment system that's secured by NUCs and tokenization. That's simple and easy to use. That doesn't force small businesses to upgrade their terminals. And that will be accepted almost everywhere on day one. I couldn't be more excited by what we achieved with the Samsung Pay and with the S6 Edge Plus and Note 5. So please allow me to bring Justin to the stage to tell you more. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, JK. Back in 2011, Samsung had found success with the first Galaxy S. So we were excited about the potential of the S2. But we also felt that there were so many consumers out there that wanted a product that just didn't exist. We were missing something big. And that's what led to the first Galaxy Note. It was a breakthrough not just for us, but for the entire industry. We face some doubt and market skepticism, and that's kind of an understatement. At the time, 3.5 and 4-inch phones dominated the market. But we summoned the courage. We believed in the Note. We knew that there was demand for a bigger display, a larger canvas that made more possible. It turns out we were right. Each new version of the Note has been more popular than the last. And Note users are among our most loyal fans. Now, I might be biased, but I love this thing. Why? A larger screen lets me do more on my phone. I can take notes in meetings, video conference with my colleagues, or collaborate in the cloud. More and more of us are using our phones in this way. Bigger screens have gone from nice to have to must have. And a display, once called a gimmick, has now become the norm. We've never forgotten the fans who believed in the Note, and we were inspired to make it even better. We call it the Note 5, so let's get into it. We started by tackling what we call the paradox of size. It boils down to this. When you ask people what they're looking for in a phone, they'll tell you two things. They want a big, brilliant display, but they don't want a bulky phone. And that makes sense, because your mobile phone is now the primary screen in your life. It's the first thing you look at in the morning, and the last thing you look at before you go to bed. But a larger device may not be easy to use with one hand, and it may not fit in your pocket, especially if you wear skinny jeans, which I definitely don't. Consumers were forced to choose between screen size and portability. At Samsung, we didn't think that was a choice you should have to make. So, we set out to design a phone with a big display in a slimmer, smaller package. Like the S6 Edge, the new Note flaunts the same design DNA. It's crafted with metal and glass, though now we've made the metal even stronger. It's thinner, smaller, and lighter than before. For the Note 5, we curved the glass on the back. The flat screen is great to write on, and the curved back makes it easier to use with one hand. Now, the Note wouldn't be the Note without the S Pen. It's the tool that helps you multitask like a pro in ways that you can't with any other device out there. It is to the Note what the mouse is to the PC, making it an indispensable tool for creators. The new S Pen is better than ever. We designed it to be more solid and balanced in your hand. It's also more precise and sensitive, like writing with a ballpoint pen. Let me show you. By the way, we've added this little clicking mechanism to pop the pen right out. It's kind of satisfying, actually. First, we added the ability to write when the screen is off. Now, I've been using this feature, and it's awesome. Think about all the times you want to write down a phone number, a restaurant name, or subway stop. Now you don't have to unlock your phone and open an app. It's right there. We've also improved Air Command, making it easier to use and more intuitive. Now the icon hovers for instant access to all of your S Pen tools from any screen whenever you have the S Pen out. Here I am accessing Air Command. I go into my files. Look, there's a PDF. I open it, sign it, save it, and now I'm done. We've also improved other elements like screen capture. Now you can capture a long list, like driving directions, from top to bottom in one big image, without having to take multiple screenshots. It's a simpler way to gather ideas from the internet and save them for later. Now, the productivity doesn't stop there. I want to show you something that'll make your bosses love you. It's both a keyboard and a cover, which is why we call it the keyboard cover. See how the keys are ergonomically shaped? Makes it easier to type with such precision. Hi, Mom. Now you can have it both ways. A large display and the rapid, accurate typing of a keyboard to fire off messages and emails. And when it's not in use, you can simply snap it on the back and continue watching a video or teaming up with your friends in Clash of Clans. With this new Note, you can use your fingers to navigate and play games. Use the S Pen to write and draw, or pull out the keyboard to bang out an email on the fly. Because the Galaxy Note 5 is so versatile, you can get more done. Now, to talk to you more about the S6 Edge Plus, I'm pleased to invite Elena Cotton to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin, and thank you for that warm welcome. Let me tell you more about the S6 Edge Plus and the journey that got us here. 2 years ago, we decided to step up our game. We set a goal for ourselves to deliver superior display technology, a great camera, and best-in-class design. That's how the S6 Edge was born. A beautiful device with the most advanced technology ever found in a smartphone. The dual-edge design was unlike anything else out there, and we were so happy with the response. The curved display not only drew headlines, it also resonated with our consumers. But they still wanted a bigger and better screen. So we thought to ourselves, could we really combine a large display and a dual edge? Well, of course we can. Now we're bringing everything you love to the big screen. We improved both its features and design. This phone is elegant, understated, and finely crafted. Each detail was examined and re-examined when creating the S6 Edge Plus. The metal bezel is even more subtle and refined. And we've also added a new color to the lineup, silver titanium. So you have even more choices. I absolutely love this new design. Part of what makes this device so great is its deceptively compact size. I can use the Edge Plus with one hand, and that's whether I'm scrolling through Instagram or pulling up a boarding pass because I'm late for a flight, again. The screen is bigger, but the phone actually is smaller. Numbers don't lie. This sleek phone is an entertainment powerhouse. It intensifies your multimedia experience. Of course, it begins with a big, beautiful screen. The display is sharp and brilliant, and the curves create an added sense of depth. Take a look at this footage. The screen picks up on all the little details that bring your images and videos to life. everything just pops. The secret lies in a high-definition screen. The colors are deep, rich, and vibrant. Movies and games are simply stunning. You'll actually feel like you're right there with the Avengers in their quest to vanquish evil, or sitting courtside with your favorite NBA players. Everything comes through so true to life. Even when you're racing your friends, it's like you're in the driver's seat. Now, you can dive deeper into moments like this with the help of lush, authentic sound. Level On Wireless Pro, our professional-grade Bluetooth headphones, enhance the acoustic depth and detail of your wireless audio experience. And there's more. I'm also really excited about a new feature called Live Broadcast. As our digital lives continue to evolve, the way we share our moments is also changing. We used to think of status updates and photo sharing were real time, but now it's all about streaming these moments as they happen, straight from your phone. Sure, there are other video apps that can do that, but you need to figure out which app to download, sign up for a new account, and fingers crossed, your friends and family are signed up too. With live broadcasts, they don't have to. We have partnered with the most popular video sharing platform in the world. So now you can broadcast directly from your phone to YouTube. Wherever you are, your friends can come along. They can watch your videos live or catch up on your feed later. Now, all of this goodness is now easier to access thanks to a new feature called Apps Edge, a new feature that you can customize. You can swipe the edge to get to your favorite apps and contacts, keeping what matters most right at your fingertips. From any screen, not just a home screen, I can quickly reach my husband or daughter, or easily pull up my messages, maps, and even Candy Crush. Yeah, Candy Crush. So that's it. A beautiful design, a brilliant curved display, and live broadcasts. But that's only part of how the S6 Edge Plus makes your life more stylish and fun. Now I'd like to invite Justin back to the stage to talk to you about the other features on the new Note and Edge Plus. Justin Dennison, come on down.
Thanks, Elena. The Edge Plus and the Note 5 share the same industry-leading platform, a 5.7-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED display, the latest and greatest camera, and Samsung's pioneering charging technologies. It's Galaxy, reimagined, redesigned, and redefined. One problem out there today with a lot of devices is when you're doing a few things at once, which we all do, and you'll launch just one more app, and boom, everything slows down. One of the main reasons for this is your phone just is screaming for more RAM. 1 or 2 gigs is not enough. So we've included 4 gigs of RAM on both models. This is the most amount of RAM we ever included in our phones. Thank you. Thank you. You'll be able to keep up with all of your messages, post updates to your social networks, and multitask to your heart's content. To use a technical term, these devices are crazy powerful. Now, every year, your wireless operator improves its LTE speeds, which means so often your phone falls behind. These phones will support the fastest 4G LTE networks today and be ready for the upcoming rollout of LTE Category 9 network speeds. As these phones age, they'll keep up with the changing times. Now, the camera is probably the most popular and important feature on any smartphone, and we'll continue to set the bar. When we introduced the S6 camera, the toughest critics praised its performance. We can talk about specs, but the bottom line is this: Samsung's cameras are the best in the world. It got the highest DxO mark score in image quality. Take a look at these amazing shots. The low light performance, the detail, and the color reproduction are fantastic. And we're still moving forward. As social networking evolves, we're not just communicating with photos, we're sharing the best moments of our lives through video. We want the only limit to be your imagination, not the quality of the video that your phone can record. That's why both phones can shoot in 4K. We were one of the first to introduce 4K shooting on smartphones, and we'll continue to help mobile filmmakers create awesome videos like this. Now, for the first time, we've improved the software-based image stabilizer called VDIS. On the back, it works with existing OIS hardware to further stabilize your recordings. Thank you. Now, let's talk about SideSync. Mobile phones are crucial to our lives, but we still depend on our laptops, computers, and tablets. So we set out to connect these multiple screens to your smartphone in a way that's seamless and intuitive. With SideSync, you'll be able to connect wirelessly and automatically, so you can easily drag and drop your files from phone to PC and back. Samsung makes products that improve the lives, even the lives of Mac users. That's right. SideSync will support the latest Windows and Macs. Thank you. So now everybody can sync up. Now, all these features and services are great as long as your battery stays charged. That's why Samsung has led the way with power saving mode, fast charging, and wireless charging built right into our devices. Today, we're going further. With the S6 Edge Plus and Note 5, we're bringing fast charging to wireless charging. Samsung is a pioneer here. Thank you. Thank you. We're not just trying to sell phones. We're advancing the market. Charging speeds are the fastest we've ever supported. With wireless charging, you can go from empty to full in 2 hours, which is an improvement of over 60 minutes or about 30%. We can charge phones faster this way than most phones out there can charge with a cable, even when they have a smaller battery. It's amazing. Charging your phone was a concern. Now it's an afterthought. It's a real differentiator for us. If you want a phone that lets you get through your day without always having to worry about that little battery symbol, stick with us. But if you don't mind hunting for outlets and waiting for your phone to charge slowly over hours, well, there are other companies that excel at that. And we're just getting started. Our goal is to create an ecosystem where your battery can be charged wirelessly anywhere. And we're on our way. Today, millions of consumers have this technology in their hands now. Our kids will think it's crazy that we once lugged charging cables around, scanning the walls for an open power outlet, and sat on the airport floor. Already, there are other companies investing in wireless charging as well, like Starbucks and IKEA, to name a few. It will eventually become the most common thing for you to simply place your smartphone on the table, at a coffee shop, at your desk, or on your nightstand, and your phone will automatically charge. We're betting on a cord-free future. It's why the new Note and Edge Plus come with built-in fast wireless charging. Perhaps one day, other manufacturers might think it's as necessary as, well, Wi-Fi. So there you have it. 2 new amazing phones. The Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, a device that takes your multimedia experience to the next level, and the Note 5, a perfect companion that truly empowers you to simply get more stuff done. Both the Note 5 and S6 Edge Plus are ready for whatever life throws your way. And you don't have to wait long for these products. They'll be available in stores in the US and Canada on August 21st. Yes, you heard that correctly. That's next week. But wait, there's more. And US pre-orders start today at 3 p.m. It's been a real privilege to talk to you more about the Galaxy Note 5 and S6 Edge Plus. Now, I want to invite In Jong Ri to the stage to speak to you more about a service that I know all of you want to hear more about. Thanks again.
Big crowd today, yeah. Thank you, Justin. I'm here to talk about Samsung Pay. And the exciting future of mobile payments. We set out to develop a solution that is simple, safe, and open to all businesses, large and small, not to mention fun to use. In my wallet, I have lots of plastic cards, right? Credit cards, debit cards, membership cards, gift cards, department store cards. I have a lot of cards on keychains too. A lot of cards. I'm sure you have a lot of them too. People are so accustomed to swiping their plastic card for payments, as practically every store in the world has MagStripe card readers. So, how do you make consumers transition from the old habit of swiping cards to using smartphones instead? That is the problem. That is the problem my engineers and I set out to solve. It is a challenge that requires a lot of ingenuity and creativity. Most of the existing mobile payment solutions rely only on NFC, which is fine technology, but most stores don't have it. If consumers always have to second guess whether a store accepts mobile payments, it creates a mental block or friction that makes it so hard for them to let go of the old habit of swiping cards. I believe the first step to creating a new habit-changing lifestyle is not about being first in the market, but about creating a compelling technology that removes this type of friction. That's the basic philosophy of Samsung Pay. Since the S6, our select flagship devices come with brilliant invention. It allows Samsung Pay to work at almost all MagStripe card readers, as well as NFC and barcode readers. The experience is amazingly simple and fast. It is just like swiping a card. No, I mean, not plastic card. I'm talking about smartphones instead. Samsung Pay is accepted virtually anywhere. It works at the big chains. It also works at even your local, let me get this right, fruit stores. That'll be my day. If retailers, as a rule, if retailers can swipe a card, most likely they will accept Samsung Pay. Isn't that nice? We have partnered with American Express, MasterCard, Visa, Bank of America, Citi, and US Bank, to name just a few. The list of partners growing every day. In addition, I'm proud to say that Samsung Pay is the first mobile payment solution in the industry to support store-branded credit cards. Over 100,000 retailers. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me ask. Have you ever forgotten to bring your membership card or gift card when you need them at the store? I don't know about you, but it happened to me a lot. Well, not that I have a lot of gift cards or membership cards. I just hate to carry them. Now, I won't have to, because most of these cards are based on MagStripes or barcode-based. Samsung Pay can easily support them. No more worries, just to bring your Samsung smartphone. Your wallet's gonna miss you. Finally, I want to point out, Samsung Pay is safe. Samsung Knox is our industry-leading hardware-based security system. It protects Samsung Pay from malwares, making it one of the safest wallet solutions in the industry. To give you even more peace of mind, we make sure we do not store or transmit your credit card or private information during transactions. Each transaction uses one-time use security code instead of your credit card information. We worry about your security so you can live your life worry-free. Okay, here it comes. Here's the million-dollar questions. When can you use it? On August 20th, it will be going live in Korea and will be available in the US on September 20th. Followed by China, Spain, UK, and other countries in the near future. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Samsung Pay. It's a simple, safe, and more than anything else, accepted virtually anywhere. Thank you, everyone. I now have the pleasure of inviting Elena back to the stage.
Thank you, In-jung. We set out to raise the bar in the category we pioneered. And I think we stayed ahead of the curve. But we're just getting started. Samsung is always looking for that next advance, that next breakthrough. And we'll get there the way we always have, by being open, by listening and learning from our consumers. And frankly, by not being afraid to bet big on the future. Today, we revealed a device that's curved. But what's next is just around the corner. Wow, right? Exciting stuff. We'd like to invite all of our developers and partners to join us, to develop with us, to be a part of what's next. We can't wait to show you more in Berlin this September. And for those of you watching online, stay tuned for a quick tour of the Product Experience Zone. Thank you so much. It's been a blast.
Wow.
Wow.
That was
quick.
that was quick. That was concise. It was awkward at times, like all keynotes are. But yeah, we're just putting our headphones on. We're like, wait, it's done?
Yeah. I
It's
remember
done already?
I celebrated like 2 birthdays for like a PlayStation keynote.
Oh man. Anyways, guys and gals, we're here. We'll just hang here for probably the next 20 minutes or so to talk about what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't like. Phone lines, just so you guys can call in that have been hanging out with us since this morning at 7:30. Wow, that keynote was like an hour.
That's a record.
45 minutes?
Definitely a
That's-
record.
That's 40. I mean, sorry,
I've never
45
seen
minutes.
so many awkward jokes packed into 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right. It's Samsung. We'll give. That's what they excel at.
They try. They
Taking
try.
your calls 888-900-CNET. That's 2638. We'd like to hear from you guys what you like, what you didn't like. Also, I forgot to read some of the tweets to us on the hashtag CNET Live. So if you guys have some of your impressions and you want to let us know, we will read some of them. We'll put them up on our screen just to show you guys some love as well. But ladies, first of all, and gent,
Yeah. This is a shot from their little.
Oh,
what
that's
did you
cool.
call it? The
what?
where they're trying out stuff in the room. What is it called?
The experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Experience.
The immersion room.
This is still live from Samsung, by the way.
This is Samsung. Yeah, it's like a wall. It's a cascading wall of stuff. What do you guys? I mean, we knew already about the Samsung Note and Edge Plus. Sharon called that maybe we'd see the watch at IFA, which is exactly what we'll see. They gave us a little teaser of it, of the Gear S2. What do you guys all like here?
We're digging the keyboard.
I need that keyboard case.
Keyboard case.
Wow.
Keyboard case, but it's not compatible with an iPhone 6 Plus.
That's correct. So very well done, Samsung, on creating something unique
Yeah.
that may inspire sales. I really love the keyboard case. Samsung Pay, really excited to hear more news about that. Their selling point, obviously, is that it'll work with old school magstripe readers. That's a big deal for those mom and pop shops that will not get an NFC card reader anytime soon. But one thing I did want to touch on is that just a little reminder that by the end of the year, there will be a liability shift where the retailers will have to adopt new terminals that can accept chip and PIN cards, right?
That's right.
So these new terminals will also very likely accept NFC payments. So Samsung is carving out this very unique market that will only last a few months before a lot of retailers will accept NFC payments. So it's definitely a small selling point, but I don't think that's going to be enough to get people to adopt a new Samsung device.
Yeah, I think what the numbers have shown, no matter what, is that pretty much the division of where people are platform-wise has pretty much stayed steady now.
Mm.
So, the whole idea of switching has become less of an issue now. The numbers might shift a few percentage points, but overall now we're pretty much stuck here. So none of this stuff is going to have most people switch over, right?
Right.
But if you're a Samsung person, you're going to love this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is stuff you haven't had. And people say, oh, company X had this before. It always happens on both sides, right? One company always has one thing, the other one copies it. But to be able to have, Samsung Pay is based off of their acquisition of Loop Pay.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that aren't familiar with it, that's how they integrated this service into them. So the fact that it's going to pretty much be compatible with 99.9% terminals out there is an awesome thing. So not the sexiest thing. I think the coolest thing that they hammered us over the head with was not only was it wireless charging, but fast wireless charging.
Yeah.
Like
Fast.
fast. 2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah.
Was it full charge in 2 hours?
Yeah, full charge in 2 hours wirelessly.
Yeah. And we were laughing because yes, it is the fastest that anyone has done it wirelessly, but 2 hours is still a long time.
Yeah,
Like,
especially if you could do
it still is a long time. I mean, they're making progress. So, I don't know if they said though that the phone actually did. They say the phone itself still has quick charging on it. If you manually plug it in, I was, we're all bounced. Our heads are all over the place. So if you still wanted to physically charge it, it still has the quick charging feature on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way.
The biggest sort of like trend that I noticed throughout the keynote is that Samsung wants us to know that they are the trendsetters. They came up with the Note 5, that big screen phone. They're the only ones who have the S Pen that now has quote very satisfying auto eject. They have
Well, yes, it's push it. Oh, it's
all right,
so
Samsung.
satisfying.
I got it.
The dirtiest thing I've ever heard at a keynote. What's that guy's name? Justin Dominic or something?
He needs to,
didn't get his
to
name.
take it down a notch.
And they've got the keyboard case where they're not afraid to take these risks, to be different, to set a trend. And I think the keyboard case, again, is a very smart move. I really want that, like, right now.
Yeah. Lynn, what stuck out for you? Things that we talked about or things that we haven't yet?
This is kind of small, but I like the fact that you could write on it even when the even when the screen's locked, because it's just like they're trying to take it back to like the memo pad kind of thing. And then when you take your phone out, you don't want to like turn it on, launch. Even some apps are quicker to access, the Note apps and stuff like that, especially on the Note family, and then LG has like a quick memo kind of thing, but even then that's like one less step, and especially when you want to jot down quick notes or like take down something really quickly, that was the smart idea.
Yeah, that's pretty that's super unique to use that. I mean, the S Pen, we talked to you guys, if you were a fly on the wall in this room during the keynote, you heard a lot of things. But one of the positive things is that the S Pen is the bomb.
Yeah.
On my computer screen, I even pulled up. It can even interpret gibberish that's written on a phone. Here we have what we interpreted as his blah, 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 blah. But the Samsung Note 5, or that's the Note 5, interprets it as "it's awesome." So it's very good at handwriting recognition, which I think is really cool. Any other things that stuck out with you?
No.
I think so. One of the things we talked about before the keynote was, what is Samsung going to do to keep its niche in the market? How is it going to combat these 7 quarters of declining sales? And I think they are doing a really good job of catering to the power users. I think that whoever picks up this phone will feel like, or the Note 5 at least, I have something different. This phone makes me stand out from the rest of my friends. I bought it because I have work to get done. I'm a power user. I need these features. So how much is that going to move the needle? I don't know, but I do think that they did successfully continue to distinguish themselves from Apple and other.
The Note 5 has really been their most unique product, though. Just historically, it's been arguably, but in my opinion, the best phablet with the stylus, hands down. Like, pretty much since it started, it had some competition with LG. LG did some nice things, but overall, the Note line has always been their most unique line. Unfortunately, it's not their top selling line, but it has been their biggest differentiator compared to other phones.
It's like the line that no one wants Samsung to screw up. Just like, don't do anything too crazy with it. You actually had a crazy idea that worked, and don't mess it up too much.
That user base is there.
Yeah. So I think, definitely if you have like the Note 3, you'd obviously want to upgrade after 2 years to this. This is not
Yeah.
like a bad upgrade at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit the phone lines. Guess what? Lines are full because y'all are crazy. Love it. Charles, calling from Pittsburgh. What's up, Charles?
Yeah, I was just calling in because I just wanted to see what y'all thoughts about the Note 5 and Note Edge.
Yeah.
And the Edge Plus.
Oh, I think here's the thing that was, the Note 5 has the S Pen, which is the differentiator between the Edge Plus. I felt like they were really pushing the Edge Plus a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought they were pushing it more. Like really, the unique product here more than anything is the Note 5, but they were really almost giving a lot more love to the Edge Plus, which was a little surprising to me. But I think ultimately they kind of know that audience, like we've just kind of touched upon, that audience for the Note product is there. It's not going to really change much. It's not going to really grow much. Those fans are locked into that. And so I think they kind of just know that. So they're like, well, we know our fans are. We're going to show you cool features, and then we'll talk a lot about the Edge Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just their mentality about the product.
And it's like, we won't run out of units this time. We really do want.
Yeah.
We're going to make them.
Yeah, because I really thought pushing that Samsung Pay and pushing a lot of that wireless charging, because that's like a big thing for me. I just hope because like I like both products, like Apple and Samsung, but like using that wireless, like, because I love to sit my phone down all the time, like on my desk, and like using that wireless part for the Note was like one of the big things for me. I was like, I always liked the Notes, but I haven't got a Note since the Note after the Note 3, because I really didn't like some of the styles of it and be able to wireless charge it. So by putting that on there, that was like a big plus for me to really get into that and really want to probably buy the Note product. But the Edge, they was pushing the Edge a lot, and I think they should have did push both. But I guess they're trying to push people more towards the Edge than the Note, just like how y'all was saying.
You're the perfect person that we were talking about who has a Note 3, where this Note 5, if you're a fan of that platform, is going to love it,
So
you're that guy.
Yes.
Will you upgrade?
Yeah.
See, there you go.
There you go.
Charles, a man behind his word. Hey, thanks for calling CNET Live. We appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
All right,
Have a
cool.
good day.
Thank you. I like that. All right, Ryan, coming to us from Boston. What's up, Ryan?
I just want to kind of talk about the overall, design and what Samsung did this year.
Yeah.
And see what your take was, but more so kind of let you guys know where I stand. So I think that, really, like, if you think about it, instead of giving the users too much, I heard a lot about power users, but I think actually it was dialed back this year, and it was really more about quality over quantity as far as giving the customer what they want.
So just like them targeting in on a couple features that they really wanted to focus on, is that kind of what you're saying?
Right. So instead of getting overloaded with features and benefits, it's more, hey, look, here's what you have. There's some enhancements here and there, but overall, we're not trying to overwhelm you with all these different gadgety kind of things that you're probably not going to end up using.
Well, I think that's a good point, because I remember in past keynotes, they literally showed like all the minutia and details of the S Pen, and people are like, okay, I get it, but I'm not probably going to use that, but I get it. Oh God, they're going in the alternate. Oh no. And it just extended it so long. So, again, the people that are loyalists of this platform, they know it. They really know it all. They know what they want to do with it. And so they don't have to kind of preach to the choir as much as just show those kind of key differentiators. And that's just kind of marketing 101. Just keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, and they really didn't go over any software or any software changes. Did they? I don't think they even talked about new functionalities of the Edge. Like,
they did for one moment.
For one, yeah.
They
So
adding the apps to the Edge.
right, which is kind of what we expected, but they didn't, like you said, go into demos and details, which is really interesting. They're just focusing on the hardware here.
Right.
So, and leaving a little bit to the imagination, I guess, with the S Pen.
And I feel like in recent years,
does the average user really want to be hit with all those things in a keynote speech, or do they want just the general, grasp of how the device is going to impact their lives, right? So when you start doing Broadway-style shows or in-depth demo walkthroughs during a keynote, are you losing the message while you're doing that?
They got it right on this time. You know, I think that all of us here in this room, or even you, could remember like 3 to 4 key things they talked about, and really they talked about 3 to 4 key things.
Yeah.
And those are the good takeaways. And I did appreciate the Broadway show. No,
Did you?
I did not.
Oh, thank God.
Come on. You think I really liked that? That was horrible.
My God.
It was terrible.
All right, Ryan. Hey, thanks for calling in. Oh, he's
Huh?
still there. I guess he's gone now. But
okay, bye-bye.
he's still here. I still kept him here. Anyways, Ryan, hey, thanks so much for calling from Boston.
I'm just saying, you guys picked the Broadway show apart like a bunch of theater critics instead of technology analysts. So I got the impression you didn't like it.
Hold on. For the record, some people were offended by it and didn't want to talk about the tech as much, and I wanted to talk about the tech more, but that just happened. But it's over, and we're all here now.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
We can still talk about it.
No.
I was. But we're not going to talk about it.
All right, Ryan. Thanks for calling, buddy. We'll talk to you later from Boston. Go Celtics. Not. You got the Warriors up here in the Bay. Okay, let's go. Charles from the NYC. What up, Charles? This is Charles II.
How you
Charles.
doing? I'm good.
Good. What's going on? What do you want to talk about?
I was going to talk to Brian. I was going to talk about whether the fast wireless charging is a hardware issue, or could that be like a software update to the S6 Edge and S6 owners right now?
Oh, okay. So the current owners, I'm gonna guess it's a hardware thing.
It's a hardware thing.
I'm gonna guess. Otherwise, they would have talked about it that it could be upgraded. So whatever they're using, they didn't actually go into it in too much detail. I'm gonna guess it's pretty much a hardware issue. Even if
so, that's not going to be retro applicable to the folks that decided to dive in first. Like, first of all, I mean, obviously, I'm a person. I'm not going to name the carrier, but I have unlimited data, so I can't contract here, can't contract there. So I got to pay obviously full dollar for the phone. Drop $7 for the Edge. Love the phone. Absolutely love the phone. Best one I've ever owned. Don't get me wrong. But then Samsung pops the Active, has a larger battery. Now we have fast charging wireless on 2 phones that are coming out after the fact. I don't know. I mean, I appreciate just the hardware focus on the keynote. Not going to comment on the Broadway show. You guys have definitely dealt with that. I thought that the watch was a complete teaser for Berlin. They could have given you a little bit more, and they didn't touch anything on the VR.
Yeah.
Those are my comments.
Yeah, no. Thanks, Charles, for that. I think it sounds like you're a little frustrated with the wireless charging aspect. That it's like new stuff, and you just jumped into it, and it's been pretty much about a little less than a year, and you're like, oh great, you feel kind of left out, right?
The application is at night when you're sleeping at night, or at your desk if you're working for a few hours. I find that it's a trickle down charge. I mean, it just adds on top. I mean, the fast wireless charging, I think that's something that a lot of people are going to jump on, and I very much think other manufacturers are going to incorporate that, because I think that is something that phones really do need, and coming in the future. If it's a technology, let's push it. I appreciate that. But then again, like on the flip side, like the Edge, Samsung has a gamepad. The gamepad is what they suggest you use with the VR. I bought the VR unit, the Oculus, but the S6 is not compatible with the gamepad. Like if you use any other Samsung phone with their gamepad, you go right to their game app store. S6 Edge, they're addressing the issue, but there's some tweaks still with the models they have out on the market now that they still need to refine to a certain extent. I do appreciate what Samsung's doing. I think they make amazing products, and I'm always looking forward to see what they're doing. Again, I would have liked more on the watch for what's worth.
Yeah. Hey, Charles, thanks for calling in and chiming in. I love it. All right.
Yeah, man, Brian, have a great day. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, you too. The watch thing was exactly what they wanted to do. See, Charles, they did get Charles on that one because they're like, hey, Charles, check out our round watch. Charles like, dude, show me more.
Yeah.
So, they did that specifically to get you because, I can tell Charles is all about the Sammy stuff. So, we'll see what it looks like. It looked cool. Honestly, the design looked nice.
When is IFA? That's around the corner. That's like
September.
September 3rd is right. September 3rd is IFA.
Not sure.
Yeah, I think it was
September 3rd.
Yeah, you're right.
In the beginning of the month. Yeah, so that's, I mean, they have to save something for IFA. Of course they're going to tease you with it. They want you to wait to see what it is so that you don't buy anything in the meantime. That's also, I think, a big reason why they did Unpacked now is because obviously Apple is announcing at least 2 new phones in September. So it's all about making sure to get you before you make a buying decision elsewhere.
Oh yeah, the big thing is that these phones are going to be available next week?
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, next week.
That's quick.
That's awesome. I miss those days where they made an announcement. We didn't know much. This is back in the day where everyone was still trying to figure out, oh, what is this phone thing?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, it's coming in 2 weeks. You're like, oh my god,
I can have it.
I love that. But that doesn't happen as much anymore. All right, the phone lines are literally swamped. You guys are awesome. We're gonna stop taking calls after these last 5. We're gonna kind of go through them. So sorry if we don't hang with you as much, but we wanted to at least answer the remaining people that are here. So let's start off with Chase calling from Princeton. Chase, what's up? Oh no, Chase. Come on.
Hey,
I'm sorry. Sorry, Brian. How you doing?
Yes. I know. I just felt bad because, people have been waiting patiently to talk, and we want you to talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's up? What do you want to talk about?
All right, so let me give you a little bit of background here. I had
Give
a
it to
Note
me.
3, and when the Note Edge was announced last year, that was enough to get me to upgrade and go to the Note Edge. And I wanted to get some input on you about what you think about Samsung dropping the concept of the Note Edge and just going to an S6 Edge type of thing.
Yeah, you know what? One of those, here's the thing, right? And we kind of touch upon this about Samsung. They throw out a lot of different models and a lot of variations, and they just try and see what sticks. And it appears like that Note Edge was kind of like them saying, okay, do people really want this edgy style? But we're not going to make that many, but we're going to put it out there. And for whatever reason, whoever bought it or whoever didn't, then they said, oh, well, it's not enough, so we'll just make a larger S6 Edge phone because everyone wanted the S6 Edge phone. And forget about the styles. Like, sometimes I'm telling you, Samsung, there's no logic or rhyme or reason to sometimes how they do product launches. When they say they're trying to appeal to everyone, quite honestly, I feel like they really try to appeal to everyone and then just side out, we're going to do this instead. So I think that's one of the casualties of being an adopter with Samsung is that sometimes you get, left behind. Like, even, for example, the Note 4, they still haven't released a Lollipop 5.1.1 update for the Note 4. And they're already announcing the Note 5, and they may be kind of almost forgetting about the Note 4, which is lame. It doesn't make any sense. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but they're doing that. So I think that that's just one of the issues. Every company, we all have gripes about every company, every manufacturer, and we also have things we love about them. But I think that's one of the things that's kind of in their DNA that sucks for you and can suck for other users sometimes.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you very much for taking my call.
Okay, thanks, bro. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it, all right?
All right, have a good day.
Thank you. So, yeah, Chase is feeling that.
Yeah.
And then the weird thing is maybe at IFA they'll show off a Note Edge 6.
Right.
A Note 5 Edge. I don't know.
That would
I
be
have
a
no
better
idea.
naming scheme, actually. The Note 5 Edge, I think, for the other one.
Yeah.
Better than the 6 Plus.
Yeah.
And
S6 Edge,
Edge
Plus.
Plus.
And then
Nailed it.
Also with the S6 Edge Plus, there's not as much space for that push pen to go.
Yeah.
So that's probably another reason, right? That design might have prevented them from putting the stylus in there as well.
I'm telling you, in the future, that pen, they're going to make the curve go all the way around, and then that stylus is going to be completely touchscreen, the whole thing.
Yes.
And they'll have like different.
Oh, you mean
commands
on the stylus?
Yeah, on the stylus. So we'll wrap around on the stylus, and then it'll be like additional.
Will an
love
app
that.
developer turn it into a Piccolo? Because
Yeah.
I would like the Piccolo app.
It will, and you could breathe into it, but all the functionality will be buried.
Hey, somebody
so
make that Piccolo app developer for the stylus future.
I will invest in it. It will make $1 million.
Stylus Edge. Do it. Okay, we'll keep on hitting the phone lines. Let's go to Leo in Queens. What up, Leo?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for calling CNET Live.
Hey, I just wanted to touch a couple of subjects. First of all, the keynote was extremely short, like you guys mentioned.
Yay!
You're all. I feel like Leo's like, I wish it was a little longer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
And I thought the keynote actually passed by the time I woke up, and by the time I logged in, it was just starting. So I was like, this is great. It's going to be long. They're going to talk about it. New watches are coming out. And then it's less than 45 minutes, you know?
Yep, they got you on that.
Yeah, what I wanted to say was they didn't really talk about any of the Edge functionalities. Like when the Note 4 Edge came out, that one Edge was, you know, it did everything. And then when the this Galaxy 6 came out, there wasn't any really good functionality with it. You know what I'm saying? And then with these two new phones coming out, they didn't really discuss much about it either. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
I have my thoughts, but I'd like maybe some of my other colleagues to chime in since I took that last call. Did you want to comment? No. I we all want to.
Well, I'd have to say that Samsung has been good at scaling back the features, the software features, because it was a big criticism of theirs that they were just kind of ad nauseum overwhelming users with features. So they cleaned up TouchWiz a bit, which I think everyone appreciated. And for the S6 Edge Plus, there is some additional functionality with the dual edge. You could have app shortcuts and you could also you can also just like not access it from the home screen, which is kind of like a big thing. But I feel that it's such a new feature that they're still trying to kind of figure out what the utility of it is, and it works. I feel the first Edge was great. I felt like but to add more, I mean, I don't know.
I do think that a big part of it, or at least an equal part of it, is just the design. I know anecdotally plenty of people purchased it because it's a really good looking phone. And so I think that that's what Samsung was going for first, unfortunately, and then thinking about the features and the functionalities as an afterthought. So right now, what can you do? You can add people, you can launch apps, and there's
see
your notifications. And if it's off, you can like swipe and see the weather or sports scores. So I'm sure they'll add more features in the future, but it's kind of unfortunate that they didn't come out with like, oh, and by the way, we have this new killer feature for the Edge. So if you were on the fence before, here's what's going to make you buy it. That was definitely missing for me too.
Yeah, my 2 cents.
Agreed.
My 2 cents is that with the Edge, even the way it was designed on the first Note 4, it was a more square, definitive edge, and it looked like it could actually display data. One of the things that they talked about when they released that is that developers would get on board to unlock the potential of it. But guess what? Developers haven't gotten on board to unlock the potential of it. I think that's the main reason why we aren't seeing a lot of new functionality from that Edge. And then the second thing is if you look at how this Samsung Edge design has evolved, it's no longer kind of like a sharp curve with a large flat surface. It's more of a gradual curve that's subtle. And so now it's become more of a design element than an actual functional like part of the screen. And I think because of that, it's kind of killed, if I was a developer, I'm like, wait, now I don't really, if you put a case on it, one of their features like turn it upside down, you'll see the edge. Well, now you can see it glow, but not a definitive edge that shows you text or anything. So I think because of how they've designed it, as well as the fact that developers didn't develop for it, it's become kind of more of a couple features built in the OS, and that's why we aren't seeing more.
And one small nitpick for me, as it becomes more curvy and less defined, it's a little frustrating to watch videos on it because there's no way to make it not bleed into the edge. So if you want to really appreciate the movie for the way it was shot, there's no way to do that on the edge. It's a really small nitpick, but I wish that was also a feature. Like you could block out the edges.
No, it's the glare, right? It's the glare that hits it, and it's like it's just a cool design element, but I don't know how much functionality is actually really there now. So thanks for calling, Leo. Appreciate it, man.
Sure. One last thing, though. I'm rocking Nexus 6, and Note 5 or 6 Plus is definitely going to be my next. But the last thing I wanted to say was, am I the only one, or did one of the speakers look like Michelle Obama?
Oh.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, you know, some people might say Lin Law. Some people might say Lin Law and I look alike too, but I don't think so. So
I get that a lot.
Very good answer.
It was close, but no. I mean, I'm gonna agree to disagree, but I got you, man.
Alrighty, man. Take care, guys. I love what you guys are doing.
All right, thanks a lot. Take it easy. Leo's funny cat. All right, we have 3 calls left for the day. Let's go to Solo in DC. What up, Solo?
Hey, how you doing?
Can I bust out a little Jason Derulo for you?
Oh.
I'm solo. I'm going solo. I'm going solo. I'm going solo. Solo. Okay, I know you heard that all. When he put out that song, you're like, dude, why'd you got to do that, JD?
Yeah.
He's
like, okay.
He's like, why? He's like, did you really have to sing? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I just wanted to. Anyway, Solo, what's up?
I got a question for you. I was late to the party, guys. And did they keep their phone battery aching, or were they doing the phone battery and the SD card?
They didn't. So here's the interesting thing.
Oh.
They didn't outright call it out, but based on the design, sometimes they did some X-ray shots of the keynote. It looks like there's no micro SD card slot and there is no replaceable battery.
Nope.
User replaceable battery.
So they didn't even bump up the battery neither.
They bumped it down from the last. Well, they bumped it up compared to the S6 and the S6 Edge, to 3 ampere hour. But compared to the Note 4, which was 3.3, they bumped it down.
They went down. I have a Note 4, and I'm telling you, I was waiting on a Note 5, but it's not enough to make me change. It's not enough. And I'm sad that the Edge Plus don't have a stylus. Then that would have made me change.
Yeah, you know, you're not the only one, my man. You're not the only one. So
Note 5 Edge, that's the next one.
yeah, they might do it. They might do it. Who knows? But yeah, Solo. So there you go. That's from what we can tell and what we know. That there you go.
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Appreciate you
thanks
too.
for
Thanks for
listening.
calling. All right, and thanks for entertaining me with your name. All right.
All right.
He's going solo.
I haven't either, but now it's stuck in my head.
Say what? You know that song, right?
No. No.
You know,
Serenade us.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to. People are gonna already like stop listening already. Okay. Dean, are you there? Earth to Dean, what's up?
Yes.
Welcome to CNET
Hey, how are
Live.
you?
Good. We're all doing great. Thanks for hanging out with us. What's your question?
Well, on the presentation, they talked about this app where you could seamlessly, move files over from your Mac or your PC directly to the phone itself. But I haven't really heard. It was kind of lost in translation for me. Do you know any more about that?
We didn't get very many details.
Yeah.
No.
The thing that I caught was, and if you have a Mac, it's going to be easier than ever to sync.
Good.
Yeah,
I
so
do.
we will definitely be doing a hands-on. We'll definitely be testing that out, seeing if it's easier, seeing how it works and how much you can actually do. But that is a really big deal for people, obviously, who have Macs.
That was a huge selling
Yeah.
point for me. Like when I was kind of totally against the phone because of the battery, because of the not replaceable memory, or expandable memory. And I have a Note 3 now, and I've been on this fence waiting for this to come out to know exactly what I'm going to be getting if I jump to the 5 rather than the 4. And that was one of the things that feature was one of the things where I was like, okay, I might consider it now.
Yeah, and that's the downside of a 45-minute keynote is that we just get the headlines. So shameless plug. Obviously, more details on our site. We already have a hands-on.
That's not a shameless plug. That's a completely legitimate plug.
It's shameless.
No, keep saying it as many times. Every time you answer a question or have a comment now, I'd like you to say that.
Say what?
CNET.com.
Check out more details and further reviews and other videos on CNET.com.
Shameless.
The other thing was the fact that you're not going to be able to replace that expandable, expand your memory. Did they say how large you're going to go with the on storage?
It's 32 and 64.
Yeah. 32 gigs and 64 gigs. They didn't say anything about a 128.
No.
So okay. So 64 is as high as I can go.
Yeah.
I heard the sad trombone in your voice.
Yeah, that was.
There's always the
I mentally heard it.
Yeah, kind of that way. But at 64, how much bloatware am I going to get?
They did significantly reduce it with the S6, so hopefully you won't be disappointed.
Right.
But it's Samsung. You always got that bloatware.
Yeah.
That health app you always use.
Yeah. Thanks for the help. Well, I don't know. I'm still up in the air. It's worth waiting for. How is that new pay feature, Samsung Pay? Is that going to be immediately available on this phone, or do we have to wait for an update? Because I kind of heard that we have to wait for an update for it.
Yeah, in the U.S. they said September 28th it'll be available. Korea is August 20th, so you've got about a month and a half or so. And
So
then
it will be available on Lollipop. We won't have to wait for
built
Android
in.
M or anything like that.
Yeah, it's built in on their OS.
Okay.
So
All right.
it should be good to go.
That
All right.
helps. It helps. I don't know. We'll see. But to me, I feel like they messed with the Note too much to make it more like the S6 or something other than. And now they're messing with the S6 to bring it up to the Note status.
Yeah.
And I just don't like that. I've been with a Note for a while now, and I like it. I'm definitely a Note fan, but this really hurt my pride here. So.
Dean, can we all give you a hug right now?
Yeah, please.
Okay, here, everyone, let's reach out to Dean.
Thank you.
Okay, does that
Thank
feel
you.
warm?
He
I know.
feels
I feel
it.
warm now.
Good, Dean. I think that's a good way to start the rest of the day. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go tackle the rest of the day. Thanks.
All right. You tackle that with a big hug. Okay.
Y'all be good. Thanks a lot.
See you,
All
Dean.
right, thanks, Dean. Thanks for calling in. All right, we got a couple more calls left. This one's coming to us from I don't know where, but Tommy, are you there?
Yeah.
Tommy,
Yeah,
where are you
how
calling
are
from? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Hey, Brooklyn, what's up? What's going on, Tommy?
First of all, I'm a big fan of you, Brian.
I'm a big fan of you, Tommy.
Yeah. Okay, so first I want to know how exactly does the Samsung Pay work? How does it get with my credit card machine?
Okay. So it works two ways. The first way is that it works with NFC credit card terminals. So if you've seen demos of Google Wallet or Apple Pay, you'll just hold your phone up, and even when you're in the lock screen, it'll activate and you can make a payment, select your card, so on. And then the other way it works, the differentiating factor is that it'll work with old school magstripe readers by creating this sort of magnetic field that interacts with the magstripe, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Thanks, Lynn. You were giving me, I'm like, okay. You were giving me a nod of approval. So that's how it works. So the whole point is that even if you go to a retailer, maybe the corner store, maybe the bodega, and they don't have NFC credit card terminal, you can still use it.
I got it. Maybe they should talk more about it because there was such a small show this time.
So they did announce it officially at Mobile World Congress, which is, and actually I was surprised at how much time they spent on it because they had this basically dedicated announcement at MWC earlier this winter. So this wasn't their first announcement, but maybe for people hearing it for the first time, they could have gone into a little bit more detail. I see that.
And then I have the Note 1, the Note 2, Note 3, Note 4, but
Wow.
I don't think I'm going to take the 5 because of the SD card removal and the battery. That's very disappointing.
What size SD card do you have in there right now?
I have the Note 4. I have 128 gigabytes.
Yeah. And what's on board? What is it?
The 32 gigabyte
Yeah,
Note 4.
32. So that's more storage than you'll be able to get with the Note 5.
You ain't gonna be able to match that.
No.
That's just
No,
real
no,
talk.
so that's very disappointing.
Yeah.
It looks to me like they stepped it down a little bit.
Yeah. That is a sad note.
Yeah, I think Apple is going to be much better now, like Google. I think, Brian, you should make a new show, like Google Bright and Apple-licious.
Wait, you want me to switch it?
Yeah,
I love that
think
you
so,
should do that for
because
April
it looks to me like Google has some problems lately. And Samsung, so the whole end of line is like going down, and Apple is going up. So Google Bright and Apple-licious, yeah, it sounds good.
I will take your suggestion. Consider it seriously, Tommy. All right.
Thank you very much for taking my call.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. All right, the last call today we've got on CNET Live, my man Terrell or Terrell. I should, what do you go by?
Terrell.
Terrell, there we go. Where are you calling from, Terrell?
Call from Colorado.
Colorado. Oh, Colorado is a special place in my heart. I spent a lot of time.
I got a response back from you on
the tweets.
Retweet, yeah. Thank you, sir, about your visits out here to Colorado.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Great play. Have you ever been a sushi den?
Oh, here he goes.
Oh, God.
No, hold up.
I have not.
Okay, it's
but
not.
I may have to go find that place.
It's not. It's. You know what? We were talking about sushi places. Sharon has one of her top.
I didn't get to ask Alberto if he went to Crew in Sacramento.
You could have
asked. We need a separate sushi show.
Anyways,
All
homie,
right.
Sushi Den in Denver, amazing stuff. Try it.
Yeah, you need John Holly's in Denver.
Okay. I got you there too. I got you there too. Okay. So
hey, I want you guys to know I love your show. Right, I love CNET. I'm a daily viewer of CNET and all of your videos. So that I want to throw it out there first and foremost.
Wait. Did you say daily? Because I'm looking for someone who's watching hourly. You gotta step your game up. You gotta step it up.
I do have a day job, so,
which is a good thing.
CTO, I gotta keep up my skill set.
There you go. Nice.
That helps that.
Nice. So what did you want to talk about today, Terrell?
Hey guys, so I caught the broadcast a little bit toward the end. So one of the big things I was looking forward to is understanding the battery sizes. If there's gonna be a differences between the Edge Plus or the Note 5. I'm a big Note guy. I mean, I've got the 3, 4, and I made the mistake of moving away from my 4 to the S6 Edge just because
too sexy. It was too sexy. You couldn't stop it.
Biggest mistake ever made. But still better than leaving. When I left Apple.
No, he's still there. Is he still there?
Is he on a Samsung? Is he talking?
No, Terrell. Oh, come on. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give him. Hold on. Can Elisa hear us? Okay, because I want him to call back, but I don't know if he'll be able to call back. This is so sad.
I wonder what he was getting at.
He was probably mad at us for talking about sushi for so long. And
Probably.
he's like,
I don't
What if his battery died?
Oh, that would be really funny.
Okay, here.
Well, the whole point is he probably wanted to know, like, how's the battery?
Yeah. And also, before you finish, Terrell, if you just tweet me right now, and before we finish this show up, if you can get your question through, then we'll try and answer it. But as you were saying, Sharon.
No, I mean we've talked about it a few times already. What will the battery life be like on these new phones? We're just not sure yet, and there could be no difference. Could be a half an hour, maybe an hour if you're feeling lucky.
Yeah, well, let's see. The Note 5 has a bigger battery. I'm sorry, the Note 4 had a bigger battery than the Note 5, right?
But the processors
are more optimized.
Right.
I've got to imagine it's probably just going to end up being a push.
Yeah.
It'll be about the same battery life.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Elisa is answering this line. Oh God, I hope it's Terrell. We'll give him a little bit of time. Just while we're waiting, one thing is that we will have all of our coverage, all of our follow-up. We actually have our hands onto the Note 5 already up. I believe we also have our hands onto the 6 Plus Edge as well, right?
Yeah.
We got
okay.
We got video, we got slideshow, we got comparison charts, we got everything.
Okay, guess who's on the line?
Terrell,
we're not gonna let you go like that, okay? We're not gonna let you go out like that.
Man, y'all hung up on me. I'm like,
no! You hung up on us. Yo, you hung up on us, homie. Seriously.
I don't know what happened, man. You guys must be using an iPhone over there. So,
oh, God, really? You call us on a Samsung.
Oh, this is working just fine.
Because mine does the same thing.
No, we're kidding. So, you're as you were getting to your question, you were getting to your point about.
Yeah. Battery size. So I was asking, are there any big differences between the battery sizes on the Note 5? My idea here is obviously next week I'm getting rid of this Note 6, this S6 Edge as fast as I possibly can, and going to the Note. But I want to understand the battery size, and if they're going to have, if you guys assume they're going to have these memory leak issues as they originally did when the S6 came out, which caused the phone to really be unusable. So I'm in my third one, and I've had it since launch, and I'm in the third one as far as the factory replacement, just because of the memory problems as well as the battery life.
Okay, so we'll address the battery life first, Terrell. We kind of talked about, but Lynn, I'll have Lynn, our battery expert, here for the day. She's been talking about all day.
As we mentioned before, it has a bigger battery than the S6 and the S6 Edge at 3,000 milliampere, but it has a smaller battery than the Note 4, which was at a 3.3 ampere hour battery. So, but it also has
the 4100 that was rumored, or the 52.
No, but there is wireless charging and quick charge technology. So they promised from a completely empty battery to a full battery wirelessly charged takes 2 hours. So, I mean, the word fast is relative. It's fast for wireless, not fast in usual terms. 2 hours is still a long time, but a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I do too. But they make you, to get the fast charging, you have to go back and buy their product, right? Compared to buying another product that can do the same thing, just or slower rate. Okay. All right. Hey, and then again, the micro SD, I missed that part. That's a big one. So I think I've heard from a few of your previous viewers that that's not even going to be a case going forward. So they're going away from that. Is that correct?
Yeah. On a sad note, the micro SD card is not there anymore. I'm gonna say that like for the rest of the show.
They get a bad apple for that one.
Oh,
so many puns today. I love
bad
it.
Sammy, bad Sammy.
Bad Sammy, man.
Bad Sammy. All right, hey Terrell, thanks for calling. All right,
for you guys, what you guys think about They briefly talked about the watch. So they did the whole little Apple presentation. I'm gonna show you a quick little glimpse of the face and let you think about it for a couple months. What you guys think about that?
I like how it looked. That's all I can pull from it.
Yeah, I like the round.
I actually liked how it looked.
The Moto 360 is nice. So.
Yeah,
I like the round. We didn't get a sense of 2 different sizes, which I think is essential, but we'll find out a lot more in September.
Yeah. And here's just some future advice, Terrell. Sometimes you have good old faithful, like, she's going to be there for you. She's always there for you. But then you see, like, the sexy thing on the side, and, like, it's like, it looks so good, and you go for the sexy thing, and you're like, oh, man, but I miss my baby. Like, it's time to come back to the baby.
That's why you should have both.
No.
That's why you should have both. Then you're happy. You get to have your cake, and you eat it, too.
This is an odd metaphor.
And that's our live show for today.
Wait, we're talking we're talking phones, right, man? We're talking phones.
Hey, thank you, guys. We're talking phones, guys. We're talking
I'm
phones.
not even gonna touch this analogy.
All right, bro. All right, thanks for calling in. Thanks for watching everything. We'll talk to you later. Okay, call us next time, man.
Hey,
good times.
Guys, have a great one. We'll do. Bye.
All right, take it easy.
Thank you.
Okay, just before we wrap up, because we said we show love to the tweets, because we haven't yet, people that hashtagged us with CNET Live, Kevin L. Bruton says, great show, thanks. Samsung dropped the ball, in my opinion, and sad note. LOL, sad but true. Shamel from that was laughing about the last caller. Hold on one sec. We got some people that were talking a little bit more about it. Should I scroll down more?
Let's see. Alberto says, I'm definitely upgrading to the Note 5. I currently have the Note 3. That seems to be a trend.
Yes, I think it was like perfect for the Note 3 crew. Omkar Swant, the Galaxy Note 5 and Edge Plus are absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Woo.
Samsung has nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Keisters, though, Samsung Unpacked event 2015. Meh. I like the Note 5, though. So then actually he can't say meh.
Yeah.
Or he thought the event was meh, but he liked the Note 5?
Okay, maybe.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
All right, we'll go with that. Okay. I think that's going to wrap it up. Ladies, thanks so much for hanging out today. That was fun.
No problem.
Stephen Beecham doesn't get enough credit. He does everything.
Thank you very much, everybody, for watching.
Yay! And Elisa.
Elisa,
answering the phone.
You know, when you talk to Elisa, she brings. She's
no,
not.
she is there. She's hiding behind the
Did she wave? Do you have her wave?
She's behind the monitor. There she is.
Yeah. She does it all. You'll see her in some of our videos. You always do. Okay, guys and gals, CNET.com is where you can find all of our follow-up. Just remember, coming around September 3rd, there'll be IFA. Coming around September 9th, there'll be a rumored Apple event.
Man, oh, man.
We're going to be there for all of it. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.
Bye. I am